you're wondering what was happening in the video, I kind of forgot to unmute my microphone in OBS when I was streaming this on Tuesday, which I stream my podcast on every Tuesday around like 8:30 Central Time. But right now, all I really want to do is introduce you to me, the channel, the podcast, and to give you context about everything that you missed while my mic was muted. But if you don't really care about that and you want to continue watching the funny moments and the highlights of the podcast, then I'll leave a timestamp that you can skip to in the middle of the screen. But other than that, let's get into it. All we really talked about while my mic was muted, and before I noticed, and somebody told me in the chat, that we talked about a little bit about sports, but mainly about the new Marvel and DC and where things are going to be headed towards in the movies. So we talked about how, me personally, I can't really see Captain America as Captain America because he played the Human Torch and I can only really see him as the Human Torch, and just more so how things would have went if they would have kept the actors in their previous roles, if they had previous roles and stuff like that. One thing that took me forever to try to get context from, because mind you, even though I somewhat remember what I said, I had to kind of like look back and kind of gain context from listening to the other two idiots that are in this podcast as well that didn't notice, which I'm gonna tell you, it was really hard having one friend who, like, you can't really see the emotion and his responses, and you just see his like little beady eyes just staring at you, and then my other friend that was just giving like sometimes in like the most extreme expressions when it comes to like his eyes and like being confused, which, to be 100% honest, when I saw those, like looking back at the clips, it just had me like, and I was just sitting there staring at myself like, what in God's name did I say? What did I say? And then it kind of just took me for like 30 minutes to figure out everything. But mainly it's just that we were talking about kind of like Disney and the whole monopoly that they made and like other stuff that's not that important. That's basically it for everything. I've only really missed around like 25 minutes out of the 2-hour podcast, which you guys aren't even seeing the full podcast. You guys are just seeing the highlights and the funny moments of it. If you guys want to see the full length thing and ask us questions, because we will respond to questions if you say it in the chat, you can catch the podcast on Twitch, twitch.tv/thevibesofAnime, every Tuesday at around like 8:30 to 8:50 Central Time. If you enjoy what you see, drop a like if you're new, and I know you're new, because if you haven't checked, I only have 2 subscribers. I'd really much appreciate it if you would hit that subscribe button if you want to see more. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified on every new upload, and hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video.
Movie was good.
That's coming out. That's the new movie that's coming out. Because I remember this one time there was World War Z. That's zombies, bro. That's not aliens.
Yeah, that's zombies. That's a whole different thing.
We would be
World War
screwed
Z.
with those
I know
type of zombies.
that
We
movie,
would be screwed with those type of zombies. Because those type
bro.
of zombies.
Yeah.
They'll be running.
Yeah, but the thing that we could do, you know what we should do if that ever happens? Get corona. They don't go after sick people. If you get sick, then
you
you're
know-
safe.
But
You don't have to get
either
corona.
way, you're gonna die eventually if you get corona.
I mean, we're young enough
Not
to survive
exactly.
it. You survived it,
mean-
mister, if you get it, if you die.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
From every like, let's say, universe / like movie themes, which one would you like to live in?
Which one I would like to live in from like any TV
Like
show
from
or
a-
movie?
Like, yeah.
Can it be an anime?
I mean, I knew you would go to like
Because anime.
Just-
an anime. one?
just mention like anime and just mention like a non-anime one.
Okay, if it was an anime, I would choose Demon Slayer. I would love to live there
Why?
because to
The
have
samurai.
no, but to have the breathing technique and to have the sword
Oh.
and to be in those types of battles would be so cool.
And if it's
So
non-anime,
it will
If
be.
it was a non-anime, There's not that many shows because most shows are just based off of real life.
Or like shows or movies.
Shows or
Like the
movies.
book count.
Dang. I would say anything in the Marvel universe. No, anything in the DC universe. I would love to be a metahuman.
Wait. What are we talking about? Like, what
It's
are we
like,
at?
What
if you had the chance
universe would you live in?
be part of any, yeah,
Like, what universe would you live in if it came to like a TV
like for
show
example,
or a movie?
Marvel, DC,
Yeah.
What world
Harry
would I live
Potter,
in?
Star Wars. I don't know what else.
The thing that I like about DC and Marvel is just that the more you work out and the more you train, the better you can become, even if you're not a superpowered being, because they don't really go by the laws of human, like how real world stuff, because in the real world, if you train too much, you'll end up injuring yourself and you won't get any stronger. But in the comic book world, you can train as hard as humanly possible, and you will only get better because of that. Like Batman, if you were trying to do Batman the exact same way in the real world,
Yeah.
you would end up hurting yourself more than you would get
You
stronger.
can reach it to a certain point, but you cannot go past that point.
Yeah, but
You cannot go beyond the limitations.
Yeah, but like in the comic book world, you can actually reach that peak. In the real world, you can't really reach that peak, and you can reach that peak in multiple things, because Batman is basically like peak level power lifter, peak level gymnast, peak level martial artist.
Oh yeah.
But then
Okay,
but in real
so
life,
basically-
you can be one of those.
You were saying, yeah, I mean, to do all those things at once, I don't. It's
Yeah.
not like you can do like you can be like like reach that peak in weightlifting or like in powerlifting or in like in gymnastics, but not all at the same time.
Yeah.
If I had to pick a world, yep, I would go with DC.
And the thing
Just
is,
for the simple fact that
like,
my two favorite heroes are there,
yeah.
Batman and Superman.
And the whole thing is
If,
that like
my
the way that
second
you
will be
live,
Marvel because of Spider-Man.
Yeah, and like the way that you live and survive in the comic books is like really stupid, but like really good. Because as long as you stay determined and angry enough, you can basically survive anything.
Yeah.
As long as it's not like your head getting cut off or like half of your body getting shut off, you'll be able to survive. Like they've just survived so many things just because they were
Because like I
angry
think
enough and they're determined enough to live that they lived. To live my life in the DC universe, I'd probably be dead. Not gonna lie, just because.
I don't know.
Because where I grew up is so close to Gotham. Like geologically, if Gotham was a real place, I would live so close near it. Because I lived in the Northeast, and Gotham is right next to New York, and so I would have been dead.
I was born in Miami, so let's say I'm Superman.
No, where? Cause,
No.
no, because I would be close to both Batman and Superman. Because Superman and Batman is.
Alright,
Metropolis
well,
City is
Superman's from
near-
Kansas.
Yeah, but he moved to Metropolis though,
Yeah.
and I think Metropolis is also in the Northeast.
Yeah.
So I would be
So
near
which city will
everybody.
be there?
Bro, I could get training from Batman. I just have to like drive like an hour to Gotham and just get some training from him. I'd be the closest.
And,
I would like- I
and
don't know, I would like to
avoid
get- I would like to
getting
get
shot or
Superman.
anything.
Yeah, bro.
I would love to get
be the next
Superman's DNA
Robin.
in me.
I would be the next Nightwing.
You will be the next Robin.
That would
I
be a cool Robin.
wish I could get Superman's. I wish that I could get Superman's DNA or I don't
You
know,
could.
be Superman's kid.
You could,
It would have been, since I love Superman so much, my
because like
favorite
I think
character.
they could basically just do to you what they did with Superboy. How they just like mix the DNA genes of like a human and a Kryptonian, and they made Superboy. They could just inject you with it.
You know?
The only thing that Superman can do is fly. He can fly.
Oh, you know.
Depends on what you.
I never
Super
knew
Bowl-
that Super Bowl was the
thinking
thing.
about Golden, what was it? The Golden Age one? I think the Golden Age one can't fly. He can only jump so high and so far that it only looks like he's flying.
No. You saw Young Justice, the series? The anime series?
Young Justice? Oh, Superboy can't fly. Yeah,
Young, yeah.
Superboy. I thought you were
Yeah.
talking about Superman. Superman
no.
can't fly.
Superboy can't fly.
No.
He's just strong and throw lasers.
No, he can't do lasers.
But
either.
he can fly.
He can't do lasers.
He can't?
Nope. He's only super strength and super hearing. He has X-ray vision, not X-ray, heat vision, where he can like see
Mhm.
like your body heat and stuff. It's only until he puts a patch, like a patch that injects him with more Kryptonian blood, that he can use his full amount of powers.
Oh.
Because it wasn't it wasn't that it injected him with blood. It was that he did a patch that it basically like it suppressed his human genes, and so he was more Kryptonian then, and so he was able to use his powers. But the only bad thing about it is that he got like way too angry. Because for some reason,
Hey, you know what I
blood
think?
makes you angry.
I think like us,
Season 7, I think.
if we were like, let's say, kids of the heroes, I think Greg will be Damian Wayne.
Hell yeah.
I see Greg more as Damian Wayne.
I take
See myself more as the son of Superman. Like, what was his name again?
Wait, what?
Superman has a son.
You are not.
Yeah.
In the
no,
comic.
no. I know what you're doing. We're not becoming the Superboy and Robin comic book. I know those
Yeah, we could
comic
do
it.
books. We're not being those comic
We
books.
could-
I thought you were saying
What?
Damian Wayne because of his personality and how he is, but you're just trying to make us Robin and Superboy from the comics. Because
We could.
I thought you were talking about like if you were in some training or if you were like put in some like experiments that you would become somewhat like Superman, but then you were like, I'd probably be Superman's son. My dad would be Superman.
No. I'm saying because you gotta think about it this way. If we were born and our parents were those heroes, I'm saying that your dad would probably be Bruce Wayne.
If I had one. Yeah.
I'm saying.
Wait,
But all right, guys. Hopefully you enjoy us. Being all three together.
Don't dismiss us because we're
And-
not dismissed yet. Dismiss yourself and only yourself.
Well.
Spotlight yourself.
Okay. Hopefully y'all enjoy yourselves tonight and take care, guys.
I mean, it could also be in the morning. 'Cause people could be watching it right now in the morning
Dude,
if
this is
there
so
are
much
people
like a
watching it
Super
right
Bowl
now.
because he is taking forever to leave.
All right.
You can't
Bye.
say goodbye and then 5 minutes later be gone.
Okay. Bye.